What's going on, everybody? This is Coach John Tadero coming at you from Miami Marlins training facility. I want to talk to you guys about me, pro train athletes, and what we can do for you. Pro train athletes, a system that has been proven to work for the last 10 years. We've been involved with sports such as Major League Baseball, the NFL, the MLB. We've worked with college football, college baseball, college basketball, the NBA. We've worked with guys like Marcus Ginyard with the national championship. We work with guys like Brandon Geyer with the Indians. We work with Pierre Garçon, formerly of the Washington Redskins, now with the 49ers. We work with guys coming from a basic level and maximizing their genetic potential. One thing that I can say is that we've gone through years of research to improve our Pro Train system, and today we can happily say that our Pro Train system has worked with over thousands of athletes all over the world from over 22 different sports. We've trained the fastest man in Puerto Rico, Sean Holston. We work with athletes that are already fast and getting them fast. One thing you'll see in this video, it's going to demonstrate how to improve your speed, how to run faster, linear sprinting, and also multi-directional speed. What I'm doing right now is so basic, but do you know how many high school athletes can't do this? It's more than 60%, I'll tell you that much. Speed? You know what one of the biggest things about it is? It's just rising rhythmically over time. You know how much effort that takes to teach? Not that much, but you know how many people teach it? Nobody, a lot of the times. Track is, not just my opinion, it's factual. It's the secret sauce. If you could say, I could only have one modality of training, go, and not weight room, I'm going with track. I'm going with linear speed over multi-directional. Because when I change directions, what do I need more? If I can get to the opponent from a linear position faster than the other person, that stop on the dime, that's irrelevant. And usually people that can get there faster have good single leg strength. And guess what? You know what builds that change and stop on the dime speed? Weight room. Focusing on unilateral strength. Focusing on single leg, eccentric work. Not, I'm going to go to this cone, I'm going to go to that cone, I'm going to backpedal, like these pre-programmed determined drills. It's like, why don't we just start a dancing class? You know, so now, I'm just going to open up my hips a little bit. It's called a C-skip. What that does, just a drill. It just builds context. I like it because it opens up the hips more, still focuses on rhythm, and it's nothing more, nothing less. Is that if I master a drill, is it gonna get me faster? No, not necessarily. What it's gonna do is gonna build my hips, get them warmed up, get me into that mindset that I gotta be in a rhythmic type of environment. So when I do my sprints, I have that feeling. There's certain drills that are for context. There's certain drills to build transformation, and there's certain drills that just build mechanics. When sprinting, with changing in directions, there's technical and mechanical changes that need to be made. The best coaches in the world, most coaches can mechanically do, if you're a real coach, you can mechanically change an athlete by giving them a program, right? The best coaches are the technical ones that can see, all right, when I got that drive out and the angles, that little off they have the angle that the athlete has could be a difference between a tenth of a second. A tenth of a second is winning and losing a race. And that coach knows that, and they detect it. And those are the best coaches, when they can diagnose technical flaws, not somebody that can put together a program. As a coach, we should all properly be able to put a program together for not just one athlete, for a team of athletes. Now, in my opinion, and this is an opinion thing, a coach is not a coach if they can't control a weight room or a track session. If you can't control the weight room where you just have the tempo of the athletes, we got deadlifts on this side, we got our accessory work here, we got our flying tens here. Like, if you can't command the athletes and get them to do what 80% of your program is, guess what? It don't matter if you went to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, or any of that other stuff. You could have all the degrees. You could know super training. You could know everything about all the top guys that invented the freaking god of the wheel. I don't care. But if you can't get an athlete to do what you want them to do, guess what? You're not a good coach. That's what makes me the best. Because when I get out on the field, I'm going to rock with my athletes half the time. I'm going to demonstrate, and then I'm going to get down with them sometimes. I'm going to praise them for when they're doing good. I'm going to be hard but not harsh on them when they're doing bad. But ultimately, guess what? They're going to trust me. I'm going to have them build trust between each other and me. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be like, no, I want your trust. That's not how it's done. And coaches, they just want it so quick, and that's not how it works. That's how you push an athlete away. You have to come at an athlete by a case-by-case basis. But if you truly want to be a good coach, you have to understand that it takes time to build relationships, to build them, to come to you, to buy into your program. If they can't buy into your program, then you haven't mastered anything. You can be a freaking person and can demonstrate well, but if they don't like you, if they don't trust you, you're not going to get them to do what you want them to do. And that ultimately is the bottom line. I've seen weight rooms and track sessions that are like, the programs are terrible. They make absolute no sense, but they have a culture. They have the athletes bought into the coaches. They trust the coaches. And guess what? They still win state championships. So there's something there to that. It's called conscious coaching. Shout out to my boy Brett Bartholomew, because he's the guy that coined it. He's the guy that put it on to me. And I think every coach needs to understand more about that than the actual X's and O's of the game. It's about building the trust, building the buy-in, and bridging the gap. That's it. Because then you have to go from everywhere else. And like I said, every coach should be able to mechanically help an athlete. It's the best coaches that can consciously coach up an athlete to a technical standpoint, where they're going to listen to them.
When you come into our program, you are going to be tested in every aspect of movement, speed, power. Click the link below and come into our live clinic demonstration class that is going to give a more in-depth detail on how to prepare and train and get faster from a linear position. And today and today only, we're giving away 5 free spots to train with us for the next 2 weeks in our program. This is over $1,000 value. I highly recommend you take advantage of the opportunity. One of the biggest reasons you should choose the ProTrain system for yourself and your training program is we don't preach anything other than what that is. World champions. We teach, train, and mold you to become a world champion. We will take anybody, but your mindset has to be what that says, world champion. If you want to be a world champion, come get with ProTrain. Get on the train or get off the tracks. This is ProTrain.